What is going on, everybody? It is finally that time. Never thought this day would come. Game of Thrones, Season 7, Episode 1, titled Dragonstone. I think just like every opening season premiere, we're going to cover every point that's going on. We'll see South, Jon, Dany, see Arya, all that kind of stuff coming together. I went ahead and rewatched all 60 episodes. So that's 60 hours. And then since I'm not a book reader, there's a lot of like missing pieces that I don't see, and a lot of like explanations that you kind of have to like look into and rewatch and re-get. So I spent a lot of time on Google. Like I would watch an episode. If there was something I didn't understand or a question, I'm like, what does that mean? I'd pause it, Google it. And then you end up in Reddit for like 2, 3, 4 hours. So probably spent 60 hours watching, rewatching. And then probably spend another 10 to 15 hours just like deep in threads and forums, making sure I understand every little thing that a book reader might understand that I'm missing out on. I just want to make sure that like everything is covered, and I feel like it is. So I just want to go over my top 5 quick who I think are going to die this season, and then let's go ahead and start the thing on out. I think number 5, I think Jorah is going to die this season. Some kind of like dramatic effect to have Dany like freak out. Maybe he finds the cure for grayscale. I think he'll probably meet up with Sam. He'll end up reading something and find a cure for it. He'll end up meeting back up with Dany, and something will happen where he'll die, and she'll get kind of like that shocking dramatic effect. Because I feel like if it's Grey Worm or if it's Miss Sunday, it'll be big, but it won't like hit her that hard. If Jorah goes out knowing that he loves her and he does something to protect her, that would be huge. Number 4, I think Theon is going to die. A lot of people think it's going to be Yara, but my explanation is like I can see where people might think it might be Yara, but if Yara dies and Theon lives, and if Yara dies and Euron dies, there's no continuation of the Greyjoy line if Yara and Euron die. Theon can't produce children. So that's kind of my logic there. I think Theon dies, but what kind of purpose does that, what kind of impact does it serve? I mean, there doesn't always have to be an impact that a death serves. It's Game of Thrones. People just die just to die. But I have Theon on my top 5 list of somebody that'll die. Number 3, I think one of, it's not gonna, I don't think it'll be Drogon, but I think Rhaegal or Viserion will die. And that'll be that tipping point that puts Dany onto that Mad Queen / her father vibe, where she starts doing things that she shouldn't, starts like burning people or wants to, and then Tyrion or Jon or somebody has to kind of like reel her back in. I think that'll be a big tipping point for her, because she's just been rolling. She really hasn't had any like hard, everything's just been like given. She got sold off, got the dragons, took over Karth, took over this city, took over that city. Dragons come in and clean up. Armies, numbers, given. And I feel like she just feels, and probably a lot of people feel, that she can just roll over things. So I feel like a big hit to her will be if she loses one of her dragons. Number 2 on my top 5, I think Littlefinger is going to die, because I don't see what purpose he serves now that kind of like, because now that we know what's coming from the north, the Iron Throne doesn't really have any like weight to it to have it, to sit on it. Especially once, like, if Cersei holds it or gets taken over or defeated, and everybody up north knows what's coming, it's like, what purpose does that serve? So even if Littlefinger wants it, he can, like, have it, but there's going to be, like, no power with it if everybody's kind of, like, their attention is everywhere else. I would like to see it be Sansa. I would like to see it be Jon or Arya. It'd probably be satisfying it would be Arya, because another thing, this is going off on a tangent, there's no one left on Arya's list besides Cersei. And we know she's heading north from last episode, or last season. So, because Meryn Trant's dead, Walder Frey's dead. She took the Hound off her list. Ellen Payne is no longer in the series because of, if you know the side story on that. And Cersei's the only one. So unless she goes and infiltrates King's Landing by herself, which she very likely could, I can see Littlefinger being on her list, and maybe she'll do it. I just think one of the Starks will do it, period. And number 1 on my kill list will be, I think one of the Starks die. I don't know if it'll be Jon. I don't know if it'll be Sansa. I don't know if it'll be Arya. I don't think it'll be Bran because he's just way, way, way too important. I mean, he could probably die in Season 8, but I don't see him dying here. So it should be very, very interesting. We went on for 5 minutes. Let's go ahead and start this episode. Let me know your top 5 death predictions for this season. What do you think of mine? And let's go ahead and start this thing on out. What is this? He's not dead. Does she have his face on right now?
You're wondering why I brought you all here.
Does she have his face?
After all, we just had a feast.
She does.
Since when does old Walter give us 2 feasts in a single fortnight?
Oh my God, she has his face on.
It's no good being Lord of the Riverland thing. So I can tell you my plans.
I bet you that's all filled with poison.
Now that winter has come. But first, a toast.
That's all got to be filled with poison, and I wonder.
Of that Gornish horse piss. This is the finest arbor gold. Proper wine for proper heroes.
Oh my! She's gonna take out what 30 bodies right here.
Stand together.
It is poisoned.
Not you. I'm not wasting good wine on a damn woman.
I don't think he's gonna poison it. She's gonna poison any of the girls.
Maybe I'm not the most pleasant man. I'll admit it, but I'm proud of you lot. You're my family. The men who helped me slaughter the Starks at the Red Wedding.
That's her 100%.
Yes. Cheer. Brave men. All of you. Butchered a woman pregnant with her babe. Cut the throat of a mother of 5. Slaughtered your guests after inviting them into your home.
How does she pull off the voice?
But
Oh man, their throats are getting tight.
didn't slaughter every one of the Starks. No.
Oh shit. This is how we start off season 7.
Them all out, root and stem.
Wow.
Leave one wolf alive, and the sheep are never safe.
She just took out so many people. I mean, it doesn't give us Robb or Catelyn back, but it's damn good. Pull that face off. That was pretty boss. Like, wow.
When people ask you what happened here, tell them the North remembers. Tell them winter came for House Frey.
Jesus. Now you would hope that that doesn't like seed revenge in any of those girls or his daughters. And come back to bite her later on, but I don't think it's going to be an issue. That was absolutely crazy. That's how we started the season? Wow. Mirror Dragon Bran, but it's not. That's definitely the White Walker on a horse. Damn, you can see his eyes through the mist. He's got that icicle meat cleaver. I mean, they're marching. I still only see 4. No, that's 5, 6. I saw 6 White Walkers right there on horses. Usually, I mean, besides that opening shot in, like, what was it, season 1 or season 2? Where you see all 3. He has a giant. He has a giant. Holy shit. You already know. He has 2 giants. 3 giants. Oh my god, bro. Do you know how hard one giant is already?
Starks have fought beside the Starks for centuries. They've kept faith for generation after
He's gonna forgive
They
them?
broke faith.
I'm not going to strip these families of their ancestral homes because of the crimes of a few reckless sons.
So there's no punishment for treason and no reward.
Oh god, here we go with this back and forth between Jon and Sansa. This is gonna be a theme. And
The punishment for treason is death. Small John Umber died on the field of battle. Harold Karstark died on the field of battle.
They died fighting for Ramsay. Give the castles to the families of the men who died fighting for you.
oh Jesus. It's gonna be a long season.
My decision is fine.
Wow. He stood up for himself. Holy shit.
Ned Umber.
Is he the, like, Lord Umber now?
Alice Karstark.
And a girl? They were there the whole time and they were just gonna kill those two kids? Oh my god. There's a lot of tension going on right now. They had to bend the knee.
The centuries are
Our allies. We can't win this war alone.
It's only one set of allies.
I listened to Father for 40 years and learned nothing.
That's Euron, and that's it. Those ships coming in now? Wow. It's better than nothing. Is it going to be enough? I don't know how many men they're coming with.
They stole my best ships and ran.
Look at his, like, hipster biker boy.
Gave them to the Dragon Queen so she could bring.
Where is he about to sail? Does he meet Dany and Dragonstone? I mean, where else could he really sail? He's not going to sail north, I don't think. Now, judging by the previews and trailers and stuff, we saw... Oh, God. He's got everybody's... Oh, 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 oh. Fuck. Judging by the previews, we see that Gilly is reading with Sam. Is that like in a castle or town somewhere outside of Old Town? Or did they let her come in? I'm interested. Good God. Day after day after day. Does he get to do any reading? Is that Ed Sheeran? What? He's really come... I mean, it's not like he really came around. He always, like, did the greater good thing. When he stopped his brother from killing Loras. When he went back and saved Sansa. Like, he's always, like, done the better thing. It's just he's done some shitty things. How did he get there so fast?
Has she come yet? Who? The Dragon Queen. Daenerys Stormborn.
Haven't heard anything.
Damn, Jorah. And that's all they're gonna show us? Damn. That's a great shot right there. Is that the only way into the castle? I mean, land-wise? Everything else you would have to sail in? It's a pretty good fortress. I mean, you're kind of landlocked, though, but no one can get in. Got the whole map right there, carved into the table. Damn, we haven't seen this shot in forever. I never even noticed that dragon carved into the wall.
Shall we begin?
Wow. That was a damn good episode. I'm going to try something different this season and not watch any of the episode previews to just try to really leave myself in the dark. But for a starter episode, that was pretty damn good. Alright, so Season 7, Episode 1 is over. Let's go ahead and recap everything. I got like half a page worth of notes. That opening Aya scene, however you want to pronounce it, was pretty great. As soon as I saw it, I was like, this can't be a flashback. He's already dead. There'd be no point of seeing something through Walder's point of view. Like, he doesn't have any substance. As soon as I saw it, and I saw all the people in there and giving out the wine, I was like, this is crazy. That's got to be one of the biggest assassination missions like we've ever seen. I mean, usually it's just like one body, two bodies. We saw Jack and take out everybody that one time at Harrenhal when all the guards that he took out for them to walk right through the front door, but he didn't take out a room like that. I mean, granted, it's a lot easier if you can get 50-something people to drink it other than like darting 50 people in the neck or slicing their throats, but that was a pretty great opening scene. What else we got here? Seeing the opening theme with the Old Town sculpture, I think we saw for the first time, and I'm not sure, but I think that was the first time I've seen the twins animation come up where they had the bridge show and everything. That was the first time I've seen it. I mean, 60 opening themes. I'm sure you could miss a couple. The Jon and Sansa exchange. That is going to be really interesting to me because, I mean, we saw it in, what, the first 10 minutes of the episode? That, like, negative back and forth in front of people is really, like... I mean, maybe that's the only time we'll see it, but her kind of, like, undermining him and throwing these jabs in there, like, you shouldn't do that, you should do this. I don't mind her giving input. If she wanted control, she should have stood up when they were all voting for Jon Snow, King of the North speech there at the end. It's like she kind of went along with that and was okay with it. I mean, he gets the final say-so. But the last time Jon did something like that, it got him executed. I don't see any of his men executing him, but maybe the Umbers come back and I mean, it's a little kid and a girl, though, so I don't know, but he did do something like that before where he tried to do the right thing and save people, and it got him killed. Will it have consequences this time? I'm not sure. We'll be left to see, but that's going to be interesting back and forth, and that's just an opening for Littlefinger to, like, plant a seed. If he can keep having them go back and forth, and then he comes and, like, throws his jabs in and everything like that, I could see that being interesting back and forth. Next thing we got, Jaime seems to be the only voice of reason that Cersei has. He's telling her, we don't have allies, we can't do this by ourselves, everybody is dead, our family lines ends after us, to the point that she went so far to get allies as to go to Euron. Jaime doesn't like him, Cersei doesn't like him, but it's kind of like, I need these ships, we need some bodies. So I guess you could say it's better than nothing. So then jumping off of that, what do you think Euron's gift is going to be to Cersei? Does he try to go and capture Dragonstone? Does he try to get his hands on Tyrion and bring him back as his gift? Does he try to grab anybody? Like, is it going to be a body? Do you think it'll be a piece of land, a castle? What do you think it'll be that's his gift? I'm kind of interested to see what that's going to be. I mean, is it going to be a dragon horn that, like, it's going to be real interesting to see what that gift is. So that should be good. Seeing that Sam scene of him emptying those pots over and over, like, I started gagging. That was pretty bad. And it looks like he's just going through terrible... It looks like he's almost on, like, the Aya grind when she first got to the House of Black and White and was just sweeping the floors over and over. Sam's just feeding people, emptying chamber pots, feeding people, emptying chamber pots. That looked like that had been going on for months or a year or so because that kid, Gilly's kid, is a lot older. So who knows how long that's been going for. And it looks like nobody believes him except for one, and the one that does believe him didn't even get... He's taking it as, like, it's not that serious. Like, men have always survived, no matter, like, the long winter, a war, a rebellion, men have always survived. But I think this is completely different. So Sam went in there and took those books himself. I don't know if he's, like, putting them back and taking them out every single day, if he's just keeping them. I mean, somebody's going to notice that all those books are missing. So that should be really interesting. And then piggybacking off of that Sam scene, him finding out at the end that there's a whole mountain's worth of dragon glass, dragon stone, whatever you want to call it, where Dany is, And he says, I don't think he knows Danny's there right now. He says he's going to send word to Jon. That's just the perfect connection to bring those two back together. Jon just said to every lord in the north, tell your maesters to look through every book, find out where there's possibly Dragonglass, Dragonstone. He's putting that high of an emphasis on it. The fact that Sam has found it for him, I mean, I see Jon going there probably before he goes north. So my thing is, like, is Dany going to split her forces and, like, have one fight Cersei and the other half go with Jon? Or is she just going to let Jon come in and take what he needs and go? But he's got to give something back in return. Maybe he'll pledge allegiance to her. Or I'm interested to see, what does Jon give up to gain access to that? Does she give him access to that at all? Does she believe him with what he's going to say? Because her whole thing is, I'm taking the 7 kingdoms. She hasn't even thought about or even gotten word that this army of the dead is coming and all this kind of stuff. So I want to know, what does he give back in return to gain access to mine all that Dragonstone? And what does she think about it? So moving on from that, we already talked about this, but Littlefinger just planting his seeds. He's constantly running back to Sansa, putting things in her head. It looks like she's doing a pretty good job of kind of like deflecting it, though. The thing, as I was saying during the episode, is Littlefinger has the veil in the palm of his hands because he has Robin. Robin, he really doesn't care about. I don't know what he cares about in life. We've never really seen his, like, motives. We knew his mom's motive was she just wanted Littlefinger. I don't think he has any motives, really. He just wants to be a kid. So anything Littlefinger says, he's going to do. So if Sansa betrays him or something, I mean, she would have to kill him. But if she betrays him, I think he just flips that veil and gives it right back to Cersei. So I'm interested to see what happens to that. Hopefully she's able to hold that off. Second note, was that Ed Sheeran in a Lannister costume singing that Arya ran into? That was, I mean, that was a cool sighting, but I was like, damn, wasn't expecting that. And I felt like a lot of tension, but I feel like they tried to make it seem like these Lannister soldiers are just kids. They don't really want to be here doing this. But I felt like a lot of tension, like I was looking for a way, like, how can I get out of this? How can I slit all their throats at one time? I wonder when we see her again, is she still going to be with them, riding along with them, or does she completely, like, leave that whole situation? So we talked about that. The Hound, what he saw in the flames. He sounded like he saw Eastwatch by the sea with the army of the dead coming in and then passing right around, right through, right over, or whatever you want to make, right past the wall. And the reason I'm picking Eastwatch by the sea is the way he described it, being at the wall, and when Jon sends the wildlings to east to help man the wall. So it looks like the wildlings are going to run into the army of the dead first. Should be interesting to see. When we saw that White Walker shot, that was the first time I've seen more than 4 horsemen. The 4 horsemen, because usually the only time we've seen that shot of, I think there was like 14 or 13 of them. The only time we've seen that is in like season 2, was it, when they were taking the babies? Every time from them, we've only seen the 4. I saw at least 6 or 7, and then, oh my god, I counted 4 giants, 3. I'm pretty sure none of them is 1-1. I'm pretty sure they buried him, burned him, whatever they did, but all those other ones that died, probably when the wildlings attacked the wall. And then who knows how many just died out there when they were, well, was Juan the only one left at Hardhome, or were there other giants back? I mean, who knows? We never really got a good shot, but they at least have, and you know how hard it is to take out giants by themselves. Now they're dead giants, and it's going to be a real interesting situation. We already talked about Jon and Dany meeting for the Dragonglass. Jorah, who was on my top 5 dying list. I don't know how far spread up his arm that is, but my man looks totally fucked. They didn't show his face, so we have no idea if it's like creeped up to here, but it's expanded like crazy. He's gotten into Westeros, went straight to Old Town, I'm guessing to find out information. Sam doesn't know who that is, and Jorah doesn't know who that is, but they have interacted. We've seen it. I wonder if are all those people in those cells that they're just feeding infected with grayscale? Are they like experimenting on them? Are they just leaving them there to die peacefully? I Are those criminals in there? I wonder what it is, but it's looking like Sam is going to find a way to cure it. I wonder if it's going to be like a Princess Sheeran thing. Does he just find a way to stop it? So, like, if it's already up on his face, he's just going to live like that. Or does he find a way to, like, get rid of it? I doubt we're going to find a way to get rid of it. I got him dying anyway. So let me know what you guys think on that. And then my last point is Dany finally touched ground in Westeros. We've been waiting forever. We've been waiting 61 episodes, and she finally made it. And it looks like she's trying to go right to work. She walked right in, touched everything, took down took down one of Stannis' banners, and her and Tyrion are going to get to work. So I didn't watch. I'm going to try not to watch the episode previews this year, so I have no idea what's coming up in next week's episode. But we touched all the major points. We saw Bran too, just a quick sighting. I thought they were going to kind of make a bigger deal of him passing through the wall. Maybe once the army of the dead get to the wall, and Bran will have like a oh shit moment, like I've been touched. I remember what happened last time they came to the cave. They were able to come right in because they didn't show like the wall shaking, the wall didn't crack, they didn't zoom in on Bran's arm while he was going through. They just let him on through, and there wasn't any kind of like thing indicating to us that the magic of the wall is been off. But hearing the Hound story, they just passed right through. So let me know what you guys think. There was a lot packed in that episode. Of course, you know, season ending episodes and season premieres. We cover all the characters, so there's just a lot to go through. And let me know what you guys think. Top 5 death predictions. What do you think that is for episode 1? I give it a solid, I give it an 8 out of 10. 8.5 out of 10. We covered all the characters. We saw Arya go off in the beginning. We saw White Walkers. We saw White Giants. Got to cover everything. Got Jon doing his thing. Cersei going off. I wrote that down. What did you think of Euron's like emo biker boy kind of outfit he had going on? That looked really I felt like he just came right out of the mall, like in our time with that thing on. It kind of felt out of place, but that you got that outfit, and then the Kingsguard, they're black on silver on black. It looks really clean, but we're going off on a tangent. Let me know what you guys thought of that episode. We got a good season coming up here. I know we only have 7 episodes, but I know some of the episodes, I think 3 or 2 of the episodes are over an hour long, so they kind of make us up 3 extra episodes that we're missing, but I still would rather have 10. But let me know what you guys thought of the season premiere. Like, share, favorite, subscribe. Can't wait for Game of Thrones to continue. And as always,